We keep talking about the notion of how do we become more responsible, how do we look at sustainability in a different way, and I think the reality is that the way the climate crisis continues to accelerate and the way that we're pacing in order to achieve our targets is very scary. And I think the way that brands are reacting in terms of what they're making, how they're instilling quality, how they're having a relationship with their customer in terms of what they buy, why they buy, where they buy, and thinking about quality as part of the narrative on the onset needs to be reinforced because there's too much, I'd say, product that's being made for obsolescence. Fast fashion plays a role, knowing the impact that the apparel industry has. 10% of all CO2 emissions come from apparel. And so literally, how do we educate our customer to buy less, buy better, choose quality, extend the life of the products that they own? And in many cases, the most responsible product is the one they already have. How do they repair it? How do they care for it? And how do they extend the end use? We have a campaign running right now called Unfashionable, and essentially where we are reinforcing our values that our product are built for years, not for seasons. We're not chasing the latest trend, we're not chasing the latest craze or something that's happening in terms of color or print or pattern or influencer. That's not what we're about. And the impact that the fast fashion industry is having on designing for obsolescence at the onset to chase the trend is destroying the planet. We often say that, we don't call the fashion industry out, we want to call them in. How can we educate them and help them make this transition to being more responsible and instilling more of a quality mindset into the things that they're making? And fashion can exist in a responsible way if they're thinking about it in terms of minimizing their impact and being more responsible as it relates to their supply chain and what they source and why they make what they do. And that longer relationship with the customer is an opportunity for them. We know that customers, align with brands that also are symbiotic with their own values, right? And so being transparent about what we do, whether it's in product or it's product activism or our sports or enviro activism, those things are really important in terms of making sure the customer knows that there's an opportunity for them to engage. One, it's what they buy and how they buy, but then two, how do they, as we say, how do we get our customer on this activism journey to want to be involved in saving the home planet? And that can start with consumption, but it can also start with action.